It's the Crazy Math Nerd here again for part 3 of talking about what happens when they give you the derivative and want to know what y is. So I want to introduce you to a new word, and it's called simple differential equations. So all of these things on your screen is considered a simple differential equation. Why is that? Because differential means derivative. And all of these things have a derivative equal equation to something. All of these have a derivative equal to something, derivative equal to something. So these are called simple differential equations because they're not hard to find the answer to. Okay, I do want to introduce you, I think we've seen the dy dx notation, the f prime notation, and the y prime notation, but I don't think we've ever seen the find the solution to this. If someone asks you to find the solution to this differential equation, they're asking you to find y without explicitly asking for that. So all 4 of these problems, let's number them. So let's letter them. How about that? So A, B, C, and D are all asking the same question. Who do you take the derivative of and get this answer? They're all asking the same question. Remember back in the day when you learned about derivatives, there were all those ways to ask for the derivative. You could ask for the slope of the tangent line, the slope of the curve, the instantaneous rate of change, dy dx, f prime, all of that. Well, there's lots of different ways to say to you, I'm giving you the derivative. I'd like to know who do you take the derivative of and get this. And so we've seen examples of these 4, but let me introduce you to a different symbol that will be asking you the same question. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the integral symbol. So this big long elongated S, see this elongated S right there? All right, so that elongated S is called an integral symbol, and it means the same thing as all the questions we've been asking before. It means who do you take the derivative of and get this thing right here. So this is an integral symbol. That large elongated S is called an integral symbol, and the thing that follows it is called the integrand. So notice I have my fun writing here. So this long S is called an integral symbol. The function is called the integrand. And the d something is the variable that you're integrating with respect to. So that means you're doing all your rules around the x. Okay? And if these 2 variables don't match, then we've got to really contend with that. Okay, so you know how we did our anti-power rule yesterday? Well, if these don't match, if your variable and your integrand and your d variable don't match, then it's harder to do that, and we'll talk about that a little later. So all of these questions, let me roll back up. So the first 4 questions, all of those, and this new introduction with the integral and the integrand are all asking the same questions. And they're all asking, who do you take the derivative of and get that? And so we found out yesterday that if a function is a power, then all you have to do is add a power and divide. And for the 2, we're going to add a power of x. And if you divide by 1, that really doesn't do anything. And then you need to make sure you add that c, that constant. So now we're going to give a little bit more vocabulary to everything. So let's start with this line right here. So the big elongated S is called an integral. The function that you're integrating is called the integrand. And the dx tells you the variable for which you are integrating with respect to. The answer that you get, so that's like your equal. This answer, because it's against the derivative, is called the antiderivative. That makes sense to me because it's against the derivative. It's going backwards. And the C has a special name. It's called the constant of integration. So this little video is very short, and it's just to give you some vocabulary that you're going to be hearing. So when someone asks you, let's go down here and just write this. Make sure we've got this down. When someone says to you, this, and the function following, remember what it's saying is, and let's do one. How about that? Let's do secant squared. We haven't done that one. What it means is, who do you take the derivative of? The derivative of, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sloppy there, of, and get that. Who do you take the derivative of and get secant squared? Well, we all know that that's tangent. And then don't forget to add that constant of integration. Okay? So they're all the same question, but they can be asked differently by writing a simple differential equation or by writing an integral, which is asking for that antiderivative. Antiderivative. So the antiderivative is the y that gives you that derivative. Okay? Hope that helps. We'll talk to you soon. And the next guy coming is the chain rule. Cha-chan chain.